Today I am going to discuss continuous function on R and more than one variable. But before start the today's video, I would like to give a suggestion. Please see my previous video about limit of single variable function and multivariable function, and think oneself what is the right limit, left limit, etc. And think something new and go along with this video. Then today's video will appreciate you. At first, I will give you some concept about continuity. Let x0 be any point, any arbitrary point, and x is near to x0. What will happen for images? Let this is fx, okay? And since the point x0 is the point of the domain, then fx0 should be exist, and I actually talk about this fx0, and fx is close to fx0, and this is the meaning of continuity, okay? Let's see one more about continuity. Since this is I have discussed for only one variable, then I will discuss more than two variable. Since this is one for one variable, let's consider the function f from R to R. Okay, and this is real line. You have a domain, and this is also real line. Okay, you have also codomain part. Here fix x0, and this is fx0. Okay, and going near to x0, there exists two possibilities, either left side or right side. Then fx should be near to fx0 by right side and left side. Okay, and this implies here x lies, here fx lies. This implies mod x minus x0 tends to 0, which imply distance between fx minus fx0 also tends to mean close to 0. Okay, this is the meaning of the continuity in one variable. Are you getting my point? Well, now let's see, draw the graph of continuous function. This is the continuous function fx, and the tools of continuous function is without lifting our pen, and consider here x0 be any arbitrary point. For this point I will get the value fx0, which touch y-axis at y0. Okay, and here x is any arbitrary value in this interval, and you can make it small enough, and for this point you always will have pen here something else, okay? Because for this point you always will get image here, okay? And by making nearer here, this band will be nearer to y naught. This is actually this distance x minus x naught, and this is the fx minus fx naught, and this is the epsilon delta definition of continuity, okay? Here I have speaking about the limit. Limit x tends to a, fx equal to a. Here I have don't restrict fx is defined at x equal to a. Suppose f is defined at x equal to a and limit x tends to fx equal to f of a, then f would be continuous at x equal to a. Then f would be continuous at x equal to a. Are you getting my point? What is the difference, the limit and continuity? And what is epsilon delta definition? Given any epsilon greater than 0, that means given any epsilon greater than 0, there exists delta greater than 0, such that for all x with distance between x minus a less than delta imply fx minus distance between fx minus fa less than epsilon. This is the epsilon delta definition of limit. X minus x0 less than delta, for all epsilon fx minus fx0 must be less than delta, sorry, epsilon. This is the epsilon delta definition of continuity, okay? Here notice I cannot take any punctured neighborhood around x naught because fx is defined at the point x naught, but in the limit fx may not be defined at the point, but any neighborhood around this point here a, fx obviously defined other point. This is the basic definition of limit and continuity, okay? Are you getting my point? Okay. I have defined this function fx equal to x sine 1 over x in before. This is the graph of the function, we all of us know, and we all of us know limit x tends to 0 fx equal to 0, but the function has a discontinuity at the point x equal to 0. F has a discontinuity at x equal to 0, okay, because here the function oscillates. Now I define the function new way. fx equal to x sine 1 over x when x not equal to 0 and 0 when x equal to 0. And this is the new redefined function. And this function, is it continuous? Here the limiting value is 0 and the function at x equal to 0 also 0. That means this is equal to f0. So the redefined function is continuous. Okay? This is very nice. This function is discontinuous, but if we at this point, then this will be new redefined function which will be continuous. What is the idea? The idea is the function in which point has discontinuity, if the limit exists, x value approaches that point, and if I take the limiting value of the function null value at this point, then the function will be continuous. That means I can actually remove the discontinuity. So this discontinuity is called removable discontinuity. Okay? Are you getting what is removable discontinuity? And how can I remove this discontinuity? This is very interesting and very important. Okay? Alright. But every discontinuity is not removable. There exists also other discontinuity. Let us consider a new function fx equal to 1 when x less than 0 and fx equal to x when x greater than equal to 0. Okay? Look, the graph of the function. When x less than 0, then the value of the function will be 1. And when x greater than equal to 0, then the value of the function is x. Here, this continuity has at the point 0. Because limit x tends to 0 minus the value of fx is 1. And what is the value of f0? The value of f0 equal to only 0. Since this value is not equal, so in the point 0, the function has a discontinuity. But this discontinuity cannot be removable. Why? Because here limit does not exist. At the point 0, look, limit x tends to 0 plus fx equal to 0 and limit x tends to 0 minus fx equal to 1. So at the point 0, the limiting value does not exist. Okay? So this discontinuity is not removable. This discontinuity has new name. This is the jump. Okay? And this function is continuous. Other point. Now let's say one function which is continuous only one point. Okay? Let's see the function. Fx equal to x when x belongs to rational and fx equal to 0 when x belongs to irrational. Let's consider a not equal to 0 and limit x goes to a, fx does not exist. Because why? Because the function keep on going oscillating. Okay? So limit cannot exist at any point where a not equal to 0. Let's consider a belongs to rational number. Okay? And consider f of a equal to a. If I take any neighborhood containing a, then there are countable number of rational number and uncountable number of irrational number exist. So the function keep on just oscillating. So the limit does not exist at any point a where a not equal to 0. Only continuity exists 0. Because here the limiting value and the functional value are same. Okay? Are you getting my point? Alright. Another method to find the continuity is sequential criteria. Why sequential criteria? What is the combination of any function about continuity to sequence? This is very interesting. We all of us know this is the definition of continuity. And we also know what is the definition of convergent sequence. What is the definition of convergent sequence? Limit n tends to infinity a n equal to a imply if for every epsilon greater than 0 there exists a capital N such that n greater than equal to capital N, absolute value of a n minus a less than epsilon. And what is the combination of two definition? Here this capital N depends on delta. Okay? And with any of these two ideas together, I have got one theorem of existence of continuity, to find the existence of continuity. The statement of the theorem is, given f from a to r, where capital A is the any subset of R, where a, small a is the limit point of capital A, then limit x tends to a, fx equal to L, which is equivalent to, for all an contain a such that an converges to a, we have f of an converges to L, and this the value of L always equal to f of a. These two definitions are equivalent, and I think to find continuity, this definition is so easy than the epsilon delta definition. Let's see one example. Let's consider f from a to r such that f of x equal to x square. Say, by the sequential criteria, is the function is continuous? We all of us know this function is continuous because if you see the graph, then pen never leaked out. So this function is always continuous. Now check the sequential criteria. Let small a belongs to capital A and choose such sequence which converges to A. We have to prove f of xn converges to f of A. What is f of xn? Since f of x equal to x square, that means f of xn equal to xn square. Okay? And we all of us know, since xn converges to A, by the algebra of convergence of the limit, this sequence will be also converges to a square. And what is f of A? F of A equal to a square. This is always equal to f of A. So this function would be continuous by sequential criteria. Are you getting my point? Okay. Let's consider the new function. Here a equal to whole r and fx equal to 1 if x greater than equal to 0 and fx equal to minus 1 if x less than 0. The picture of this function is very easy. Can you draw it easily? Now I want to check, because here break down only the point 0. Now I want to check the continuity at origin. Okay. At first, consider a sequence xn equal to 1 over n. Then limit n tends to infinity 1 over n equal to 0. Why I consider this sequence? Because I want to check the continuity at the point origin. And we all of us know 1 over n tends to 0. So I have choose this sequence. What is fxn? And what is f of 0? Since I consider xn equal to 1 over n, that means positive, then f of xn must be positive. That means it will be 1. And what is f of 0? Notice f of 0 equal to also 1. That means 1 approaches to 1. It is true. Can I consider f is continuous at 0? Let's consider another sequence. Xn equal to minus 1 to the power n and limit n tends to infinity minus 1 over n also converges to 0. We all of us know what is fxn. Since xn is negative sequence, so fxn must be 1. This is a constant sequence. And what is f of 0? F of 0 equal to 1. Since this is a constant sequence, so this sequence cannot converge to 1. Okay? That means minus 1 does not converge to 1. And for this particular sequence, the function has a discontinuity at the point 0. Okay? Well. Now let's see one function which is discontinuous a whole real line. Let's see the function. Define a function f from R to R by fx equal to 1 if x belongs to rational and fx equal to 0 when x belongs to irrational. And this is the graph of the function. Okay? Suppose a belongs to Q complement and take a sequence of rational number such that xn converges to a as n goes to infinity. What would be fxn? Since the xn is the sequence of rational number, so fxn would be 1. Since this is a constant sequence, so limit n tends to infinity fxn must be 1 and f of a equal to 0 because a belongs to irrational number. That imply limit n tends to infinity fxn does not converges to f of a. Okay? And case 2, consider b belongs to Q and take a sequence xn of irrational number such that xn converges to b as n goes to infinity. What would be fxn? Since this is a sequence of irrational number, so fxn would be 0. Okay? Similarly, since b belongs to Q, say so AB must be 1. Okay? And since this is constant sequence, so limit n tends to infinity fxn equal to 0, which does not equal to AB. That means fxn does not converges to fb. So the function is not continuous in both irrational as well as rational. So the function is discontinuous everywhere on the real line. Okay? Well. I have discussed in my previous video what is the difference between limit of single variable function and multivariable function. Why here the neighborhood are in multivariable calculus open ball, open sphere, but in single variable neighborhood are only open interval. Why this is? Why the points are in multivariable calculus the vectors? At first, think this in better way. So, my suggestion is at first see my previous video if you don't see this video and go along with this video and think new way. Then today's concept will be so easy. We have seen my previous video limit of 2 and more than 1 variable. It means it is path independent. Whatever path from xy to x0 y0, the limit if exists, then it always unique. Okay? And if you have to show the limit does not exist, then try to show limit from different path. The value of limit are different. Okay? Are you getting my point? And I have discussed in my previous video this elaborately. Today I am going to discuss only some example. Okay, let's see some example. At first consider this function fxy equal to this. At first consider the limit along the line y equal to x. This is the line y equal to x. Then the limit will be become limit here y equal to x, that means x tends to 0. Then the value of the limit will be 3/2. If I consider another part, this is also goes to 0 along x-axis, along y equal to minus x. Here I consider y equal to x. And why I consider y equal to x? Because the limit goes to 0, 0. That means this path goes to along the 0, 0 point. Similarly, this path also goes to along the 0, 0 point. Then the limiting value will be minus 3/2. That means we have got two different paths which have two different limits. In two different paths which both approaches to 0, 0, but we have got two different limits. So the limit does not exist. If I consider the line, if I consider y equal to 2x, 3x, 4x, then the limit will be changed. So this is the better way. The good way is consider along the line y equal to mx. All line passes through origin. Okay. Then the limiting value will be f of x mx, which is equal to 3m over 1 plus m to the power 4. This is the function which depends on m. Okay. This is the new function. So here the limit cannot exist because in different part the value of the limit different. Another good curve equal to y equal to mx square. Okay. In before y equal to mx is strong, better than y equal to x, y equal to minus x. Similarly, this is also a good curve. This is another function fxy equal to x to the power 4 over x to the power 4 plus y square. And if you understood which path you will check, then it will be so easy to find is the limit exist or not. Here I have chosen for this function y equal to mx. If I put y equal to mx, then I can evaluate that the limit cannot exist. But if you put here y equal to mx, then I cannot evaluate that limit will be exist. Okay. So for this function I have to put y equal to mx square, because here x to the power 4 and here y square. For this thing I have taken y equal to mx square. Just check why the limit does not exist. Let's see another function. Limit xy tends to 0, 0, xy square over x square plus y to the power 6. Here, at first consider y equal to x. Since xy approaches to 0, 0, then the value will be 0. But since here y to the power 6, so we cannot take y equal to mx square or y equal to mx. Here I can take any path y equal to x to the power 1/3. And this is the graph of x to the power 1/3. This function approaches to 0, 0. So I can consider this function. Why I have chosen this function? Because here y to the power 6. If I put this value at y to the power 6, then after calculation, this will be so easy. And the value is half. Therefore, I have got two different paths. One along the line y equal to x, the value is 0. And along the path y equal to x to the power 1/3, the value is half. So, the limit cannot exist for this function. Are you getting my point? Now let's see definition of the continuity in two variables. A function fxy is continuous at the point x0 y0 if number 1 f is defined at x0 y0. Number 2, limit xy approaches to x0 y0 fxy exists. Number 3, and this value equal to f of x0 y0. Okay, from this line I have got limit should be exist and it is unique. From this line I can say the value of the limit should define at x0 y0 and the value of the limit must be equal to at the point functional value at the point f of x0 y0. Okay, this is the definition of the continuity in two variables. Are you getting my point? Alright. And a function is continuous if it continuous at every points of its domain. Okay. See one example. fxy equal to 2xy over x square plus y square when xy both not equal to 0 and 0 when xy both equal to 0. If x equal to 0, the function value is 0. Similarly, if y equal to 0, and also when I fix x and change my y, then I get a continuous function. Similarly, when I fix y and change x, then also I get a continuous function. But this function does not have continuity at the point 0, 0. Why? Because the function is not continuous at 0, 0 if you consider the part y equal to mx, then the value will be 2m over 1 plus m square after calculating, which is equal to fm. We all of us know this cannot be continuous because this function depends on different value of m. So, this function does not have continuity at the point 0, 0. So the function is not continuous. Okay? Let's see another example. fxy equal to 2x times x square minus y square over x square plus y square when xy both non-zero and 0 when xy both 0. Similar to before, the function is continuous when xy non-zero. Now we have to prove if the limit as xy approaches to 0, 0 of the function exists and the value if it be equal to 0, then the function must be continuous. Okay? If you see different path, then you will see the value would be always equal to 0. Then you can check it by epsilon delta definition, whether the limit equal to 0 or not. Let epsilon greater than 0 be given. Then absolute value of 2x times x square minus y square over x square plus y square minus 0 less than epsilon. Whenever 0 less than absolute value of x minus 0 less than delta, 0 greater than absolute value of y minus 0 less than delta. Okay? From this line we can write which is equal to 2x cube over x square plus y square minus 2x y square over x square plus y square less than epsilon. Since here mod, then we can write it easily 2x cube over x square plus y square plus 2xy square over x square plus y square. Okay? We all of us know x square less than equal to x square plus y square, y square less than equal to x square plus y square. From this line we can write this is less than equal to 2 times mod x, this is less than and this is 2 times mod x, which is less than equal to 4 times mod x, which is less than 4 delta. If I take 4 delta equal to epsilon, then 2x times x square minus y square over x square plus y square will be less than epsilon whenever mod x less than delta, 0 greater than mod y less than delta. That means our proof has done. That means that this function is continuous because here the value of the limit equal to f00. Okay? Well, let's consider other function fxy equal to e to the power minus x square over y xy such that y greater than 0. This is very nice function. At first I recommended you, please see this example with attention. Here the domain is xy but y greater than 0. That means upper half plane. This is the domain. If you take any point here, this is xy 0, what will be the limit? Limit xy approaches to xy 0, fxy would be 0. Okay? Similarly, if you consider the point here, negative side of the real line, similarly this limit also approaches to 0. And this is the case of removal discontinuity. Okay? That means you can easily redefine a new function f star xy such that fxy xy where y goes to y greater than 0 and 0 xy such that y equal to 0. This is the redefined function. And this function is redefined all points on the boundary. And you can remove this discontinuity. But only the point 0, 0, the function is discontinuous. When xy equal to 0, 0, the function has a discontinuity. Observe this, what is happening. If I consider a path parabola y equal to kx square, that means you can consider this path through the origin. Are you getting my point? Okay. After putting the value, this will be limit x approaches to 0, f of xs equal to e to the power minus x square over kx square, and this value equal to e to the power minus k. That means the value of the limit depends on k. So the function cannot have continuity at the point 0. That means the function has a discontinuity always at the point 0. Okay? All right.